Is 3A Atlas a spaceship? Comet's solar turn reveals more hints of alien origins, Harvard expert. Interstellar comet 3I Atlas is losing an insane amount of mass after making its closest pass of the Sun last month, a phenomenon known as perihelion, prompting Harvard scientist Avi Loeb to speculate that the object might have fragmented into over a dozen pieces. Think of it as fireworks resulting from the warming by the sunlight, the astrophysicist told the Post in a Monday evening call. The object exploded into multiple pieces. The astrophysicist, who detailed his theory in a new post on Medium, based his fragmentation explanation on new images taken by British astronomers Michael Buchner and Frank Niebling, which showed that Atlas sprouted a massive anti-tail and a separate smoking trail. These mammoth jets extend an incredible distance of 620,000 miles towards the Sun and 1,860,000 miles in the opposite direction, respectively, indicated a massive mass loss amid the sunbeams, Loeb noted in his blog post. For a natural comet, the outflow velocity of the jets is expected to be 0.240 miles per second at the distance of 3I Atlas from the Sun, he added. At that speed, the jets must have persisted over a time scale, periods of 1 to 3 months. Loeb calculated that the cosmic visitor would have needed to absorb a ludicrous amount of energy from the Sun in order to sublimate when a solid object changes from solid to gas. The large amounts of carbon dioxide ice and water ice required to shed such an insane amount of mass. Based on Atlas' distance to the Sun during perihelion, Loeb calculated that the absorbing area would have been around 617 square miles, equivalent to a sphere that's 14.3 miles across. That's 4 times larger than the previous projection of a 3.1 mile diameter with a mass of 33 billion tons per Loeb. That's much bigger than we expect for the size of the object based on the data we had from the Hubble telescope back on July 21st. Loeb told the Post. So that means that maybe if it's a natural comet, it had to break up into a lot of fragments, a lot of pieces, at least tens of them, in order to increase the surface area to the value that you need. He added, that's what is needed in order to explain the amount of mass carried by the jets. This isn't the only potential evidence that points to the object's alleged cometary identity. On October 24, the Meerkat radio telescope in South Africa picked up the first ever radio signal from 3I Atlas, Futurism reported. The telescope, which failed to detect anything on 2 prior attempts in September, reportedly detected radio absorption lines by hydroxyl radicals, which are created when water molecules are broken down by sunlight. This suggests that Atlas is a comet that's losing water when flying by the Sun and not a potentially hostile alien probe sent to do recon on our solar system, as Loeb has suggested previously. Nonetheless, these discoveries haven't thrown water on Loeb's theories that Atlas could have extraterrestrial origins. He believes that if upcoming observations show that the interstellar visitor remained fairly intact during its tour of the Sun, this could point to alien provenance, as a regular comet would have disintegrated. An alternative explanation, per Loeb, is that the jets are engines of sorts. Technological thrusters require a much smaller mass loss in order to produce the observed jets around 3I Atlas. He wrote in his recent blog, "Chemical rockets are propelled by an exhaust speed of 1.86 to 3.1 miles per second, which is 10 times larger than the maximum ejection speed of volatiles sublimated by sunlight from natural cometary surfaces." According to the scientists, these extraterrestrial rocket boosters would boast higher exhaust speed, which would mitigate the required mass loss substantially, while the fuel would comprise a small fraction of the total mass of the spacecraft. To truly determine whether Atlas is natural or technological, the scientists said they would have to analyze the images of the comet's twin jets when Atlas makes its nearest pass of our planet next month. On December 19, 2025, 3I Atlas will get closest to Earth, allowing ground-based telescopes as well as the Hubble and the Webb space telescopes to diagnose its integrity, Loeb wrote in his post. Coincidentally, this comes after photographs taken by an observatory in Spain on November 1st showed no sign of debris tail, which was expected to be trailing the object as it encountered the force of the Sun. This eliminated the conventional explanation for the surprising non-gravitational acceleration it exhibits last week, thereby fueling Loeb's theory that Atlas could be artificial.